This is how we should end up the test. So now we're gonna wait until the second one. That should probably feel even harder. You are training at the wrong intensity. Your easy days are too hard, you accumulate useless fatigue and you risk injury. And your hard sessions are not hard enough. You're just wasting your time and you don't get the full benefits of it. And on top of that, you have no clear way to measure your improvement. But fear not, I have the solution. I'm going to show you a simple free test that you can do here on track to set clean training zones in pace, in heart rate, and in power. And you don't have to go to a lab. It works for trail runners as well for road runners. Once your zones are set, you can hit the right intensity every time, regardless of the gradient or the terrain, and skyrocket your progress. It will also reveal your runner profile, clearly highlighting your strengths and your weaknesses, and identify your biggest lever of improvement. And finally, it will give you a solid reference point to track your progress over time. Today, I'm with Laurentin, an elite athlete that is beginning coaching with me. Because he's beginning with me, he's gonna do the test as well. Hey guys, my name is Mathieu Hedin and welcome to my channel. I am an endurance coach and I train runners to complete their first trail injury-free. It is a private coaching tailored to you and based on science. This channel is all about teaching you how to build up your endurance and sharing my own journey from ultra trail races to high mountaineering expedition. I am super excited to give you all my best advices, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
No, you're not. And I'm going to do it as well because I am at the end of my cycle and my training zones need to be refreshed with my latest fitness. And I want to check if I did improve after my last cycle. No, don't cut. Try to be, interested by what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, wow, this is amazing what you're saying. Think of this test as a very hard workout. So I'm sure you are fresh and well rested, right?
Yes, of course, I'm fresh and well rested.
I would recommend you to pick a day where it's not windy, such as today, because you want your test to be as representative as possible. And lastly, only do this test if you have a strong aerobic base, meaning if you are used to running for at least a few months. Now, look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me. Okay. About the test itself, we are first going to do some dynamic stretches. So, the drills, the usual A skip, B skip, high knees, butt kicks, etc. You know them.
Yeah.
Then, first part of the test, 5 minutes all out, as fast as you can, but as steady as you can. So do not start too fast.
Okay.
Start conservative, then settle. Then after the 5 minutes, 30 minutes rest.
Okay.
Then again, 12 minutes all out, again, as steady as you can. As a note, guys, if you want to do it on a separate day, you can. It's just more convenient for us to do all at once today, but you can. So during each run, you record an activity because you want to get your average pace, your average heart rate, and your average power. Why do you sigh? Okay, the heart rate pickup by the watch is not accurate at all. You need a heart rate monitor around the arm or around the chest because it's way more accurate. And finally, those values will be used to build your training zones. By the way, I have created a free calculator that does all the math for you. All the athletes that I'm coaching are using it. After you do the test, you just have to plug in your results numbers and it will just spit out your complete zone table. I'll show you how to do it later. That being said, let's go. Okay, so this is how we should end up the test. It should really feel as a maximum effort. So now we're gonna wait half an hour until the second one. That should probably feel Even harder. Test is finally over. Woo! I did better than last time. Okay, Laurentin, well done. How do you feel?
Terrible. It was super hard.
Yeah, you gave it all?
Yeah.
We are now done with the test. I'm gonna now explain to you how you can use those values to set your training zones using the pace, the heart rate, and the power, and how to get your runner profile. Woo! I've got magic hands. This is the most important part of the video. I honestly wish I could have found this kind of tool when I started my running journey, because this could have saved me so much time. I'm using this for my personal training. The athletes that I'm coaching are also using it. The link is in the description. You can click on it and this will redirect you to this Notion page. It is absolutely essential that you duplicate this page into your own Notion. This is free, don't worry, because otherwise you won't be able to update the table with your test results. So to get your test results, you can go to the app that you are using. I'm using Course, but if you are using Garmin or Strava or Sunto, it works as well. Just find your 2 activities and get your average pace, average power if you can have it, and average heart rate, very important. And just enter your test results on the table called the critical speed test. So I already did it with mine just to save up some time. It will automatically give you your key metrics. Those key metrics are your critical speed and your runner profile. This critical speed has been scientifically validated as the value that corresponds to your second ventilatory threshold, which is right here between the heavy and the severe domain. And finally, this critical speed can be used as a reliable progression marker, because unlike the VO2 max that is estimated by your watch, this is accurate. The VO2 max in your watch is not accurate. If you want to have the real value, you need to go to a lab and it costs a lot of money. This is based on a field test that is easy to reproduce over time. For example, I did my previous critical speed test about 8 weeks ago and my result was 4:05 per kilometer. Now my critical speed is 3:58 per kilometer. This is a way for me to know that I have been improving as a runner. Next is your runner profile. So under the hood, there is a thing called the endurance index. So I don't want to bore you with too much details, but this is based on the Regal model, which is a simple power law. And it looks at how your speed evolved between the 5 and the 12 minutes test. So in a nutshell, it will tell you if you are more speed focused as Usain Bolt or more endurance focused as Kilian Jornet. So if you are either great on short effort or greater at holding a steady effort over time. So as I said, the intensity training zones are all set thanks to your critical speed as the main anchor. So this critical speed can be expressed as a pace, a heart rate, or a power. Now you have all your training zones based on your test. And this is completely custom to you. Okay, so how to use the table. Today, I want to run easy run, so it's gonna be in my zone 2. I can use the pace table and see my zone 2 ends at 4:40, and right now I'm slower than this, so I am in the right zone. But I can also double validate this with the camera woman is having a very hard time. I can also validate this with the heart rate. My zone 2 ends at 142 BPM. I can also double check that right now. I am below 142, so I am truly in my zone 2 intensity zone. Okay, another way for the trailer to use the intensity table. I want to work on my zone 5, but as you can see, there is a slope, so the pace is useless. What I can use instead is the heart rate to control the intensity. So referring to my table, I know that my zone 5 starts around 170 BPM. So what I can do is I do my interval session uphill and I can control the intensity watching the BPM on my watch. And whenever, most likely at the end of my training because of the kinetic of the heart rate, I'm just gonna check if the heart rate reaches 170 BPM at the end. And if so, I am targeting the right intensity. And voila! I've added for each training zones the training benefits that you can get out of it, and also the target time in zone that you should aim for. So for example, as a beginner, you can aim for about 10 minutes in total in zone 5 and then work your way up to 25 total time in zone 5 if you are an advanced runner. But it's very hard. 25 minutes is disgusting. Last but not least is what can you do with your runner profile? It's basically I can give to you your next 6 weeks of focused. So if you are endurance focused, you need to improve your top speed, which is essentially your VO2 max. And that means that you should focus more on controlled work above your critical speed. So essentially in zone 5. On the other hand, if you are speed focused, you need to work on your ability to sustain a high speed for longer. And that means you should focus more on longer interval, but below your critical speed this time. It's a 6-week cycle example with 2 quality sessions each week. So honestly, with this and your intensity training zones, you have all the tools in your hand to take control of your training and hit the right intensity every time based on what you actually need in order to progress. But if you are still unsure on how to build your session that fits your schedule and adapt to your life, that's what I do with my one-on-one coaching. I help trail runners to finish their trail strong, to perform and injury-free. This is not a sale pitch, it's just clarity on your next step. So yeah, if you want to book a call, the link is in the description and we can have a talk to see if I am able to help you. Setting your training zones will help you hit the right intensity and the right intensity for you. My zones are different than Laurentin's. For example, his zone 1 is probably my zone 2 or even my zone 3. Remember when training in group that if you both run at the same speed, you might not be in the right intensity zone. So pick your partner either with the same level or ask the one that is faster than you to be slower. So, in a nutshell, Laurentin, I'm afraid that we will never run together unless you want to do a zone 1 recovery with me. That could be my tempo.
Yes, we can do a zone 1 recovery for me.